proper email.
Yeah, so my email is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Kilo Alpha at gmail.com. That's my old call sign, KE8VKA at gmail.com.
All right, very good. We'll shoot you one so you have a proper email address. Alrighty, let me keep it short here because I'm watching Star Trek on one of the sub-channels. I forget what the call sign is of the main channel, but it is the sub-channel of channel 6 or 7. Or maybe channel 4, I don't know. They do 6 hours worth of Star Trek every night. The original, Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise.
Oh, nice. I haven't watched those in a while. I used to watch a lot of Star Trek The Next Generation when I was, I think, before college and a little bit during college. That was fun. But, yeah, very good. I think, actually, excuse me, man. My voice is still coming back. I think Nick did a trivia question related to Star Trek last week on the Beacon Net. So, but very good there, Ray. Anyways, I heard you call out on the repeater. Wanted to just give you a shout back and let you know about that email address. So I'll shoot you that email once I get yours. And but it was good to hear you, and wish you a Merry Christmas. WA4 WGA W8HRF. Oh, by the way, are you sticking around for the Beacon Net, or are you gonna watch some Star Trek?
I'm going to binge, as I do every evening. Verify your email address, if you would, and I will get that out the door quick.
Yep, that's Kilo Echo 8 Victor Kilo Alpha at gmail.com. KE8VKA at gmail.com. And I'll pull it up here, hang on it here. Respond is sitting through. Let me see. You may have sent it already. But yeah, KE8VKA at gmail.com.
Drop my link. WA4WGA.
W8WKY.
W8HRFK0KDW. W8HRFK0KDW.
KA0KDW W8HRF. Hey, give me just a second here, Brad. I'll be back to you in like 60 seconds. Sorry about that.
Copy that.
Well, I'll say hi to you in the meantime. KA0KDW KDADPC.
Good evening, Dustin. I'm just trying to get on the list early and in and out tonight. Still out with family, but figured I'd at least give one for the numbers.
Well, there you go. We appreciate you at least stopping by there and saying hello, and I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you while I heard you out there.
Yep, you as well. Hopefully it was a good one.
Oh yeah, we're still alive and well, so I can't complain. Another one in the books there. But all right, my friend. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I just heard you wanted to say hi, but I've got to run down here and get a cold beverage before we start the pre-show there. So KA0KDW, this is KDADPC 73, my friend, and Merry Christmas.
You as well. And out of curiosity, how is my audio? I'm using the AirPods 4 and repeater phone.
Slightly quieter than usual, but no complaints. I can hear everything you have to say, so it's working just fine there.
Sounds good. KA0KDW.
KDADPC.
KA0, KDW, W8HRF. You still out there, Brad?
Yeah, I'm still here. In fact, I changed my mind. I think we'll be leaving soon, so I'll probably stick around for trivia, or at least try to.
Oh, good. Awesome. Wait, what'd you said? You said somebody's leaving soon?
I will be headed back home shortly.
Oh, roger that. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about before. I'm really sorry about that. I was struggling to get NetLogger running because I was running a couple minutes behind when I like to have it open by. So, but cool. Yeah, I got you on the essentially the first slot in the list. So you'll be up nice and quick at the top of the hour.
Sounds good. Yeah, hopefully by the time the trivia comes around, I'll be back on actual radio instead of repeater phone. I mean, like I said, to dust in, I'm using the AirPods with the app.
Oh, I'll tell you, it actually sounds pretty good. So, all right, very good there, Brad. It sounds like you enjoying some Christmas festivities and you'll be going home soon.
Yeah, we've been here pretty much all day. We stuck around and had dinner too, so we'll be headed home shortly, which it's not very far. It's only about a 2 or 3 mile drive.
All right, yeah, that's not too bad. Awesome. Well, it sounds good. Well, we'll leave you on the list, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. We got a couple of good trivia questions. Lucy's got I guess just a what do you call it, a talking point or a question to ask everybody. Yeah, and so it should be a good time. It'll be a nice, fun Christmas net, so we're looking forward to it. So, anyways, yeah, glad. Sounds like you had a good Christmas. So we'll hear you in a little bit here.
Sounds good. We'll catch you in a few. KA0, KDW.
KA0, KDW, W8HRF. All right. This is Josh, W8HRF. I got a NetLogger window open here. Going to be starting the pre-show for the BeaconNet here in about 6 minutes. I got a couple of people on the list already. I got KI5, TAQ, Taco Tim. I got you on the list. Looks like K8ZRY. I think that's Jeremy. Just popped in the blue screen, so I'll have you on in a minute. I got Ray in his customary number 10 spot. I'm going to give Ray a call. Ray, are you out there? K5, CFY. How you doing, Ray? This is W8HRF. All right. He might not be near a radio. I wasn't sure from what he was saying he said have a great net, and I wasn't sure if he was sticking around or not. So, but is there anybody else who'd like to get on the early show list? Give me a call now.
This is Rob 4, Alpha D Zipper, WB4AIZ, a usual in and out.
W8WKY.
And Merry Christmas.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came.
All right. Well, we picked up Chuck, WB4AIZ, and we had a key up with nothing, and then Santa Claus, question mark. Anyways, how's it going, Chuck? Hope you had a good Christmas. And I got you marked in and out. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good Christmas, Chuck. WB4AIZ, W8HRF.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry and Shreve.
W3TV. I see you got me in there, Josh. Thank you.
All right. C8HDP, Jerry, and W3ETV, Eddie. How's it going, guys? Thanks for stopping by here. How's it going, Jerry? Did you have a good Christmas and Christmas Eve? It sounded good on the net yesterday. The club net looked like we had a really good turnout. What was the final check-in number? Do you know? KC8HDP, W8HRF.
This is KC8HDP. We had 36 check-ins, and yeah, I hope everyone had as much enjoyed the net as much as I enjoyed being net control for it. And yeah, I had a really nice Christmas. Quiet, but it was good. I had good food and good time, so everything was great. W8HRF, this is KC8HDP.
Ho, ho, ho.
KC8HDP, W8HRF. Hey, that's a great number for Christmas Eve. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got the tail end, but it sounded like it was a really good net, and we were glad we got a chance to check in. So, hey, that's awesome, and thanks for running that net. That was fun. And we'll give you a call here in a little bit to see if you're sticking around, and then Lucy will take over at the top of the hour. Let me go to Eddie real quick, and I'm going to step out of here real quick and talk to Lucy for a second before the net. W3ETB, how you doing, Eddie? Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, hi there, Josh. Yeah, Christmas is just basically me and the wife here, and staying inside and watching some Mary Berry cooking shows on public television, and that was pretty entertaining. And having a Doctor Who marathon on the BBC channel, and I watched a little bit of that. And unfortunately, the daughter, my son-in-law, and my two granddaughters, they're all sick, probably the flu, because they're having a rough time of it. We've been keeping text with them by, text, and, trying to make sure that they are getting better and everything. But unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to come over for Christmas Eve or today. Of course, we're trying to make sure that we stay healthy. So we were invited for a Christmas dinner today, but
we don't need and have everybody else start running his expertise. That we don't forget this stuff after he passes on.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
All right.
I don't know what you're picking up.
I'm going to let it drop for just a second.
All you got to do is talk to Steve.
Let it drop.
You can get with him, and he'll teach you how to do it. Not just doing it on his own, but he can show you how to do it. And if you're young enough to learn,
Back to you.
Rain and lightning and stuff. I've never seen a Christmas Eve like that. Quite a last night.
All right, let me see if I can pick it up there. This is W8HRF, and we're about to start the Beaconnet pre-show, so let me make sure I got it. Okay. It looks like somebody's keying up. Hold on.
NU5D just came on, so you can talk to him.
It's going to be beginning now. The pregame today, I believe they're going to have the net tonight. So.
Okay, I think we're back. I think Dustin fixed it. Let me make sure I got it. Okay, we're ready. QST, welcome to the Beaconnet pre-show. The Beaconnet is sponsored by the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association here on the W8WKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset, and appeal tone of 114 Mark 8. We light up the nighttime airwaves every Sunday and Wednesday night, that's today, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Tulsa time. This is the pre-show. I'm here to take early check-ins and in-and-outs. I line them up, and Lucy knocks them down at the top of the hour. Let me let this drop for a minute, please. This is a controlled net, and we ask that all traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator tonight is Whiskey 8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot. My name is Josh, Juliet Oscar Sierra Hotel, a.k.a. Mr. Lucy. That's my wife. As is tradition, we're going to do the Mickey Mouse roll call and check in with the Beaconnet crew before we get this party started. Sorry it's a couple minutes late, everybody, but I think we got everything straightened out now, thanks to the folks behind the curtain taking care of that. So, I'm going to skip over Lucy because we know her radio works because her radio is mine. KD80PC, you out there, Dustin? You stay big show, and Merry Christmas. This is W8HRF.
All right, W8HRF and the Beaconnet pre-show. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Josh, and to Miss Lucy and to Betty. I'm going to be sticking around, or I'm going to try to anyway, as long as I can. Hopefully we won't have any more problems, but I am now linked in there, logged into the hub, so if things do go awry, I can drop what we need. So I'll be standing by, listening, and waiting for the net. With that, this is KD80PC, back to pre-net control.
W8WKY.
All right, Dustin, we got you here, and we'll hear you in a little bit. Let's bring it down to, let's see, Nick, KD at SLG. How's it going, Nick? Did you have a Merry Christmas, W8HRF? Uh-oh, he may not be here yet. KD at SLG, you out there, Nick? W8HRF. Oh man, you were, excuse me, you were breaking in and out. I wonder what's going on there. I was seeing 015 do something similar. Try it one more time, Nick. All right, we might be having some Allstar trouble, but we'll see how it goes. We'll come back to Nick a little bit later. Nick, if you can hear us, Merry Christmas. All right, that brings us down to K8QKO, Nick at night. How's it going, Nick? Did you have a Merry Christmas? This is W8HRF.
K8QKO. No, Josh. No, I did not. I, in fact, had a very Merry Christmas. And I wish a very Merry Christmas to everyone else on the net. And that was a great day. Got up early. My son, as per the Christmas tradition, woke me up with a cup of coffee because I said, if you want to get me up early to open your Christmas presents, you must show up to wake me up with a cup of coffee in hand. How you're going to get Dad up early. Otherwise, you're going to wait for Dad. But yeah, it was a great day. I had my mom over, had a good Christmas dinner. Did a double smoked ham. I think I put a little too much rub on the ham. It was a little saltier than I'd like it to be. But all in all, great dinner. Ham, scalloped potatoes, rolls, bacon green beans with mushrooms, and stuffing. So good time to spend with all, and it was a great day. I guess that's all I have for now. With that, I'll be sticking around, and I'll pass it back to you, K8QKO.
K8QKO, W8HRF. All right, Nick, sounds good. I put you down as having a very Merry Christmas. Not just a Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. And we'll say Merry Christmas back to you and your family. So, Lucy will talk to you a little bit later in the net. So that brings us down to K8VZA. Eric, how are you? And let's see how your radio's sounding. You have no responsibilities whatsoever as well. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. This is W8HRF. Uh-oh. Maybe not, he's not out there yet. K8VZA. You out there, Eric? This is W8HRF. All right. Nothing heard from Eric yet. Never fear. He may join us at the top of the hour. I want to apologize for any All-Star issues that it sounds like we might be having out there, but we're just going to keep on rolling, and hopefully they get sorted out. We will see how it goes. That's what happened a couple of nights ago, but I got to get caught up on the blue screen and what's going on. So anyways, let's get rolling here. I'm going to take a couple rounds of check-ins, and we're going to work the list to see who's sticking around for the main net that starts at 10 o'clock. And we're going to do some trivia and go from there. I'd like to remind everybody that this is a linked system, so please key up for a few seconds before you start talking, and hang on for a second after you finish. We want to hear everything that you have to say. Like I said, we're going to work the list around. With that, I have K0KDW Brad out in Missouri on the list, KI5TAQ, K8ZRY Jeremy, K5CFY, WB4AIZ Chuck was in and out. Merry Christmas, Chuck. W3ETB out in Maryland, KC8HDP, and K8QFT. That's who I have on the list. If you're not on the list already and would like to get on the log for the pre-show, please give me a call now.
W8HRF, WA8KOC. Merry Christmas, pal.
Here he is. Here is November Uniform 5 Delta NU5. Steve in Gatesville, South Mountain, Texas. Sorry about the guys that had a QSO in progress when it linked up. They were not listening. My apologies. And it looked like it's going to be a smooth net. NU5D.
is...
Bravo 8, Mike Oscar.
Kilo 4, Oscar Golf, K4OG, Mark in Kentucky, Owensboro.
November 5, Lima, Kilo, Romeo. November 5, Lima, Kilo, Romeo. Ken, Moody, Texas.
All right, let me pick it up there.
W8WKY, repeater, PL114.8.
All right, on that round we picked up WA8KOC, Fred, NU5D, Steve. Steve, good to hear you. Merry Christmas. N5LKR, Ken. AB8MO, Andy. K4OG, Mark in Kentucky, so temporarily Southern Mark, I guess. We're going to do another round of check-ins. Merry Christmas to you all. If you would like to get on the log, please give me a call now.
Kilo. Yeah, you've got Zulu Sierra 6, Golf, Charlie Alpha, Zanzibar, Spain, 6, Germany, Canada, America, Zeta 6, Golf, Charlie Alpha from Pretoria, South Africa, over.
Okay. I got Alan that time. KI5DIY. I put him wrong in the log. I'll fix that in a second. And then there was a station, I think, in South America, and all I caught was Germany, Canada, America, GCA. Could you please come back, I think South America, GCA station. Please come back with your full call sign twice, phonetically, please.
Yeah, right, it's not South America. It's on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean of South America. I'm here in South Africa, Pretoria. My name is Andre Alpha Nancy Delta Radio Ely, and my call sign is Zulu Sierra 6, Golf Charlie Alpha, Zanzibar, Spain 6, Germany, Canada, America, Zulu Sierra 6, Golf Charlie Alpha, over.
All right, I was on the totally wrong continent, but I got you that time. I believe it was Andre. I got Zulu Sierra 6, Germany, Charlie Alpha that time. Thank you for stopping by. All right, we are going to run this list and see who's sticking around for the main net, so hang on for just a minute. But yeah, appreciate all of our check-ins, and let's run this list. There's 3 folks in the blue screen. I also picked up Golf Zero Whiskey Uniform Romeo. I'm going to add you in a second. Kilo Echo 6 Yankee Delta Oscar. Going to add you as well, and K8 MNT Tom. So I'm going to add you as we work this list. But first, we're going to add it to Brad. K80 KDW. Brad, how's it going? And it sounds like you're sticking around for the big show, but I'll ask you anyways. Go ahead, Brad.
K0KDW and back on radio. I'm on my Kenwood NX200 NXDN analog radio instead of my normal Motorola. But yep, I'll be sticking around, and I am back home. In fact, my sister's about 2.5 miles line of sight. As soon as I stepped out on her front porch, I could actually pick up the clear node. Couldn't get into it, but I could pick it up. Anyhow, K0KDW. N80, taking it.
All right, Brad, we got you on the list there, and glad you made it home. Very good. And there was another station right in there, breaking station. I think it was November 8. Come with your call sign phonetically twice, please. Go ahead. Okay. All right. We'll take another round of check-ins here at the top of the hour, so it'll only be a couple minutes. Okay. That brings us down to KI5 TAQ Taco Tim. How's it going, Tim? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. You sticking around for the net?
Well, good evening, Josh. This is KI5TAQ. And to you and your missus from my wife and myself, we both say Merry Christmas to you guys. And yes, I am sticking around for the net. This is KI5TAQ.
KI5TAQ, W8HRF. Sounds good there, Tim. And Merry Christmas to you as well, and to your wife. So, Lucy will talk to you at the top of the hour. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. K8MNT Tom was in and out. Thank you for stopping by, Tom, in the blue screen. We'll say 7-3 to you and a Merry Christmas if you're listening. Just wanted to get you there if you were on the radio still. But anyways, that brings us down to KE8ZRY. Jeremy, how's it going, Jeremy? Hope you had a Merry Christmas, and are you sticking around for the big show?
W8HRF, this is KE8ZRY. Good evening to you and everybody else on the net. I am sticking around for the big show. I had a very good Christmas. Got to spend it with my son and then girlfriend and her kids and our little girl, and our little 1-year-old just had a blast. So that being said, yeah, I'm going to stick around. Can't wait for that trivia, and I'll pass back to you.
All right, very good, Jeremy. We'll leave you on the list, and looking forward to hearing from you at the top of the hour. Lucy's got her trivia question warming up over here. So, all right, we're clear with K8ZRY. Brings us down to K5CFY Ray. So I'm on the blue screen. We'll see if he's out there. Hey, how's it going, Ray? And a Merry Christmas to you and yours. You sticking around for the big show?
Whiskey 8. Hotel Romeo Foxtrot. Somebody calls you Josh, but anyway, this is K5CFY. Merry Christmas to you there and Miss Lucy, and I'll definitely be hanging around for the big show. Give it back to you. Merry Christmas, everybody. K5CFY.
Sounds good, Ray. Appreciate you sticking around. K5CFY, W8HRF, and Lucy will talk to you in a little bit here. Thanks for being here, Ray. And let's see, that brings us down to Eddie, W3ETB. How's it going, Eddie? I think you're sticking around, but I'm going to ask you anyways. W3ETB, W8HRF. Over to you, Eddie.
Yeah, Josh, I have to remember that I'm actually on my phone right now, so not my other computer, not my hand computer, and so I did that so that I could actually be able to see and have my glasses on at the same time. I'm trying to keep up with Alan on the blue screen on this other computer, so I'm constantly like swiveling around in my chair here. From one computer to the other computer. So I see what Alan has just wrote. So I'll be here. I want to hear those trivia questions that you and Lucy have. Anyway, back to you, Josh.
W3ETV, W8HRF. All right, Eddie, we got you sticking around, and don't worry about keeping up with Alan on the blue screen. It's difficult. I'm trying to keep up in the blue screen, make sure I've got everybody who's lurking on the view monitors window, go through the list of check-ins, and listen to the person who's talking all at the same time. And the guy in the back of my head is going, trivia question really ready? Is it really ready? Are you sure it's ready yet? It's ready. Anyways, we're going to clear with Eddie. Thanks for being here, Eddie, and Lucy will talk to you in a little bit. That brings us down to KC8HDP, Jerry. How are you doing, Jerry? And are you sticking around for the big show?
Well, good evening once again, Josh. Yes, I am sticking around for the big show. I can't do that, the net logger and watch the AIM and all that. It's just too much for me. It overwhelms me. So, boy, if you can do it, that is awesome. Anyway, back to you, Josh. W8HRF from KC8HDP.
You know, Jerry, I am the type of person who likes to do one thing at a time, do it well, and then move on. But I'm trying to learn how to multitask. The other thing was I was also trying to remember to link 015, which I forgot to do. So thank you, Andy, and thank you for getting it all working. So we'll talk to Andy in a couple check-ins here. Hopefully my voice is doing okay. Oh, boy. Excuse me. That brings us down to Uncle Fred. K8QFT, are you sticking around for the big show, Uncle Fred? This is W8HRF.
Yes, I shall be around to blow the trivia question. K8QFT, back to that.
All right, very good, Uncle Fred. Thanks for sticking around. And by the way, thank you for the little snowman that you gave Lucy, or not Lucy, Betty at the Christmas party. That was really cool. We have it in our curio cabinet now, and with the rest of the Christmas display. So we appreciate that. All right, we're going to clear with K8QFT. That brings us down to WA8KOC. How's it going, Fred? You going to be sticking around, or are you going to be in and out tonight? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. This is W8HRF.
W8HRF, WA8KOC. Hey, pal, Merry Christmas to you, Ms. Lucy, Ms. Betty, and everybody else in here enjoying the net tonight. It is a kind of a busy week, and just was overwhelmed today with a visit, and it was enjoyable, but it was a quick trip down to Columbus and back, and I gotta say my butt's dragging. And there's more of it to come for the rest of the week, so I'm afraid I'm gonna be in and out tonight. But I'm glad I got a chance to check in with you. Like I said, Merry Christmas to you folks, everybody else in here on the Beacon Net, and I hope you have a wonderful net. And I'm sure I'm gonna talk to you in the very near future. Gotta be fun to have Ms. Betty and enjoying Christmas morning. I'll bet it was a blast. Take good care of yourself, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. 7-3 to all. W8HRF and the pre-show for the Beacon Net. WA8KOC.
WA8KOC, W8HRF. Sounds good, Fred. Well, it was a lot of fun this morning with Betty, and but man, later in the day when the grandparents came over and brought gifts, that was a lot of gifts. So she's got her fill of opening gifts for a while, like ripping all that wrapping paper. So, and including other people's gifts. So, anyways, we're gonna clear with you, Fred. Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you later. WA8KOC, W8HRF. All right, that brings us down to Steve, NU5D. How you doing, Steve? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Over to you.
Well, Merry Christmas, Josh, Hot Rod Ford and Company. First, I apologize. The node automatically connects at 8:30 local, 9:30 all time, and there happened to be a QSO in progress, and bless their hearts, they were going back and forward and didn't pause in between, so they were not aware that we joined up. But anyhow, things like that happen. No, nothing intended by any means. Great Christmas. The two boys came by, and we had a meal together. I've got to go to the prison tomorrow and bring the liturgy to some of the offenders in the morning, so that's kind of our Christmas. All is good, great net, and no, I'm not going to stick around. Mama and I are going to watch a little television, so I'll kind of keep it going in the background in case something misbehaves. 731 and God bless. Merry Christmas. NU5D.
NU5D, W8HRF. Very good, Steve. And don't worry about it. We're very grateful that you link up the repeaters down there in Texas, and it's nice to have you guys with us. So, excuse me. Anyways, we appreciate you, and we'll say 7-3s. You have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your evening. Got you in and out. Right, we're going to clear with NU5D. Well, I got 4 minutes. I'm going to see how fast I can go through these last check-ins here before the top of the hour. By the way, I'm going to re-identify quick. This is W8HRF Josh on the W8WKY repeater, going through the list of pre-checks for the Beacon Net, which starts in a couple of minutes here. Going to move on down to N5LKR. Ken, out in Texas. Ken, will you be sticking around for the big show at the top of the hour?
And I was the one that was talking on the radio when y'all started. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. But no, I won't be sticking around for the trivia questions and all that. So with that, I'll send it back to you, Josh. This is N5LKR. Merry Christmas to all of you out there, wherever you are and listening.
N5LKR, W8HRF. All right, very good, Ken. Well, thank you for stopping by, and sorry to disrupt your QSO at the beginning of the net there. I wasn't really sure what to to do, but anyways, we do appreciate you stopping by and hope you had a very Merry Christmas. So we'll say 7-3s, and hopefully hear you next week. N5LKR, W8HRF. All right, that brings us down to Andy, AB8MO. How's it going, Andy? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. You stick around for the net? Thank you for linking up 015, by the way.
Yeah, once I finally was bouncing back and forth between 48496 and the other one, and 48496 is clearly not working. So, yeah, we're reestablished here on 015. I honestly thought that maybe you didn't know that Allstar was working again on the repeater. But we're back up and running here. And, yeah, I'll stick around. Could say more, but you're running out of time. And we're going to dock your pay if you run over. Back to net, AB8MO.
Oh, I'm definitely going to get some nickels taken off of my pay, but hopefully we won't run over too much. Don't want to take too much airtime from Lucy. All right, we'll start a little bit, Andy. AB8MO, HRF. K4OG, how's it going, Mark? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. And you sticking around for the net, or are you going to go spend some time with the wife on this nice Christmas evening? Good to hear you. Go ahead.
W8HRF. Hello, guys. Hello, Betty. Hi, Betty. Yes, sir. Stick around for the net. Carry on, good sir. K4OG.
Fine business, Mark. All right, we'll leave you on the net list. Thanks for sticking around. All right, KF5DIY. Ellen, you sticking around for the big show? I got to change your preferred name. I'm sorry. I'm going to get that changed in the log. KF5DIY, W8HRF.
W8HR7. F. Sorry. Yeah. I know that you're calling my name probably correctly, or my call sign probably correctly. It still sounds like DIY. A lot of people say that. But anyways, I'm all day long, if you don't mind. And anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. Larry, please. Larry. Yeah, anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. All is good. I went and saw my sister and my nephews and their wives today. We had some, my brother-in-law, we had some dirty Santa and some food. A good time. And then I had to leave and go drive an hour and go to my stepmother's. And saw some more family down there, and then I got one more Christmas this Saturday. Pretty excited. So was Larry, because he'll get an extra mega Funyuns. And I don't know, man, it's just crazy. It's coughing thing. Let me let this drop. So there's this weird coffee thing. Even Lucy said she had it, where you start coughing in the evenings and your voice goes away by the morning and you can't talk hardly, and then it starts coming up and you feel great during the day. The evening rolls and you start coughing again. It's the stupidest thing. I've had it for some time and hopefully it'll go away because it's really annoying. But other than that, I'm having a good time. Got to go back to the real world tomorrow. Do the big W for the next 2 days, and then have a couple more days off. But that's the way the ball bounces. I'll be listening. KF5DAY.
All right, Alan. I heard you say you'll be listening. KF5DAY, W8HRF. We got you on the list, and sorry, I was looking a little bit at the blue screen while you were talking, and I agree with Dustin. You could run a beacon net sometime. That would be awesome. All right. Let's see. We're going to clear with KI5DAY. That brings us down to Zulu Sierra 6 Golf Charlie Alpha Andre. I believe in South Africa. How is it going, Andre? And are you sticking around for the big show here in a couple of minutes? We're going to have a couple trivia questions, and at the top, well, past the top of the hour. Are you sticking around for the big show?
Yeah, okay. Continuing to USA. It's probably 2 over here a.m. for some of the market time. I can see the curtains are here getting a bit lighter. I'm over here in Pretoria, South Africa. And, yeah, just my ex-wife, she went silent on the 19th of November this year. And my son of age 32, he went silent at the age of 15. So he was 32 years old, and so he came at 15th of February last year. And my old man of 91 also went silent. And I'm staying here with my mother. We're looking after each other here in Pretoria. And she'll be 90 in March month next year. And everyone here, I wish you the best family day. I, of course, body is still celebrating Christmas, and in the USA is still 25. I've got a brother staying in Tallahassee in Florida. He's a psychologist. And I've got my aunt staying in Boston, Massachusetts. And in 1985, I was staying on top of the World Trade Center while we moved. But now I could see a big view from there. But that's not existence anymore. And I was in America in the year 2001 when my son was 2 years old then. Back to the next song, it's in 612 Shuri Alpha.
Zulu Sierra 6 Golf Charlie Alpha W8HRF. All right, Andre. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas, and we appreciate you stopping by here. And a happy birthday to your mom here. I think they're coming up in March, I guess. My brother and my dad's birthdays are also in March, pretty close to that date. They're the 1st and 6th. So, but we're going to leave you on the log here, and but I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas. And Lucy will have to give you, she'll read the trivia question in a few minutes here, and we'll get back down to you and see what your answers are. So thanks for stopping by. Golf, that brings us down to Golf Zero Whiskey Uniform Romeo. I think Gareth. I saw you on the blue screen. You sticking around for the big show? This is W8HRF. All right, nothing heard from him. Come back to him anyways at the top of the hour once Lucy gets back on. All right, so that brings us down to KE6YDO. Robert out in California. You sticking around for the big show? This is W8HRF. right, nothing heard there. That brings us down to RevCav, K6, KJV. Sir, you sticking around for the big show? Good to hear you, RevCav.
Thank you very much, Josh. This is K6 KJV, and yes, I'm sticking around. Back at you.
K6 KJV, W8HRF. Sounds good, Kev. And appreciate that. Mark, you're the last on the list. I got you off the blue screen. KC8 FQV. I'm going to take the liberty and say you're sticking around, Mark. I hope that's true. I apologize. I just want to get, I'll give you a call. I'm sorry. KC8 FQV. You sticking around, Mark?
Yep.
God bless you, sir. I'm going to turn it over to Lucy. Thank you all for checking in with me during the pre-show. That was a lot of fun. And we'll hand it over to Lucy here. So this is W8HRF. Light up the nighttime airwaves, Lucy.
Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Beacon Net. I'm Lucy, call sign KE8YUK, Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Uniform Kilo, and I'll be your net controller this evening. Please note, I've been fighting a cold for a week, possibly slightly longer, and I've been talking to friends and family for 3 days straight, if not longer, so please forgive my voice. I might also occasionally drop to cough hackingly. Please just be patient with that. If I drop out suddenly, it is on purpose. It's my fault. I will come back. If I don't come back, Josh will pick it up, and you can assume that I died. But otherwise, we should be fine. Holy moly. See, here we go with the voice dropping again. Anyway, the Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater 147.390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114.8. You can also find us at the Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net, so all traffic must pass through net control, which I'm so sorry is me. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside, and various other repeaters. Swallowing hurts. So please key for a couple seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. You hear a beep, but wait just a second or two after the beep, please. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? If so, please call now. All right, nothing heard, which is a good thing. If any emergency traffic does arise, please get our attentions by saying break, break, or in a different manner, and we will do what we can to help you as best we can. In response to the people saying maybe Betty can help run the net, she would, but she is out cold. Anyway, we've got a good list of stations from our pre-show, but if you missed the pre-show and would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, as well as your name and location. If you'd like to get on the list, if you're not already on the list, please call now. All right, we had one really rough check-in. We heard KI5 maybe, KJ. I heard India, but if you could call again, you're super, super staticky, and we'll try to catch you this time.
Kilo Juliet 5, India Kilo, or India Tango Kilo, Waco, Texas.
All right, if anybody in the blue screen caught that, I am reading it. But also, right now we have KJ5. What do we have so far? KJ5, IR, India Romeo something. If you could come back with that. Oh. Okay, we think it might be KJ5ITK. Can you confirm that or fix it if it's wrong?
KJ5ITK confirmed. Waco, Texas.
Perfect. Scott, we've got you listed, KJ5ITK, and your last transmission was way clearer than the other ones. So, really glad to have you on the net. Is there anybody else? We did pick up Jairus, AI5Q, off of the blue screen, followed by Scott. So if there's anyone else who wants to get on the list before we start this thing, please call now.
November 8, Whiskey Hotel Romeo, N8WHR, Mike in Brunswick, Ohio. I'll be in and out.
All right. We have Mike, N8WHR from Brunswick, and we've got him in and out, and that'll be it for our list. So we're going to go up to the top of the list, and we're going to talk about trivia. I have a conundrum that I didn't get to ask Josh about because we've been so busy. I either have a trivia question that parallels Josh with music, or I have a more Christmas present-oriented trivia. Josh is main, I'll be alt, and if you want to chime in on the blue screen so I can pick one, please do, because I'm indecisive. Over to Josh for main trivia.
All right, KEAYUK, W8HRF. Tonight's main trivia question is, which Christmas carol, originally written as a Thanksgiving song, became the first tune ever broadcast from space? Your options are Alpha, Jingle Bells, Bravo, Deck the Halls, Charlie, Baby It's Cold Outside, or Delta, Cornwall of the Bells. I'll let this drop and read it one more time. Again, tonight's main trivia question is, which Christmas carol, originally written as a Thanksgiving song, became the first song ever broadcast from space? Your options are Alpha, Jingle Bells, Bravo, Deck the Halls, Charlie, Baby It's Cold Outside, or Delta, Cornwall of the Bells. I'm going to push this in the blue screen so you can look at it there if you'd like to refresh your memory later on in the net. W8HRF, back to KE8YUK.
All right. Josh wasn't listening, so he hasn't voted. And Nick at Night said do the music one. So we're going to have two music ones, which I feel like will be confusing, but it'll be fine. All right. In the Charlie Brown Christmas special, what song does Lucy, not me, Peanuts Lucy, request Schroeder to play? A, We Three Kings and One Queen. B, Pachelbel's Canon in D. C, Jingle Bells. Or D, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. I was going to do a Cornwaldo question, but the best thing I could think of was Cornwall of the Bells, and Josh already used it, so we're going to just go with one Cornwaldo beat. Anyway, rereading all trivia. In the Charlie Brown Christmas special, what song does Lucy request Schroeder to play? A, We Three Kings and One Queen. B, Pachelbel's Canon in D. I may have spelled Pachelbel wrong, but we're going to move on. C, Jingle Bells. Or D, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. I will also post that into the blue screen, and I'll wish everybody luck. I will do that after I'm done talking, though, because now we got to go up to the top of our list. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Our blue screen informed us that we doubled with a Shreve station. If we could add you to the list real quick, if you're still out there, please call now.
Charlie, Foxtrot 8. KF8 CHB, Kilo Foxtrot 8, CHB, Craig and Shreve.
All right, we have KF8CHB. Craig, you're on the list, ready to go. All right, let's work this list. first at the top, we have Brad, KA0KZW. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? Oh, are we going to do the prompt?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, Brad, real quick. The prompt for tonight among the trivia questions is, if you could institute a brand new Christmas tradition worldwide, what tradition would you institute? It could be one that your family has had, or you could just completely make up a random tradition, like everyone must wear a tutu when you come to Christmas dinner. Anything along those lines. And thankfully the FCC is listening, so you have limited imagination to go with. All right, so that's the prompt for the evening. Over to you, Brad.
K0KDW. Good evening, Lucy. And I have no idea on that prompt. I can't even think of anything to come up with, other than all licensed amateur radio operators must be on the radio at least once during the day. Hi. The first trivia is A, in my opinion, and I don't know on the second one, so I'm going to go with D. D as in David. Otherwise, not a lot going on. Had a good day today. A little chilly today, but oh well. We'll be back in the 60s, upper 50s, low 60s possibly this weekend. And then the bottom drops back out come New Year's. So there's that break. And then we fall back out with maybe a wintry mix New Year's night and into the second. Otherwise, this weekend, probably Sunday afternoon or evening, I'll be working on getting Allstar Echolink onto my repeater. So hopefully on the net next week, my repeater will hopefully be part of the net. Other than that, again, Alpha and Delta are my answers, and we'll send it back to you. Get well soon, Lucy. K0KDW.
All right, Brad, we've got you down for A and D, and that all licensed hams must be on the radio at least once a day? Once on Christmas. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Get the family together. All right, thanks for stopping in, Brad. Good to hear you. Merry Christmas. We're going to go on down to Taco Tim, KI5TAQ. What are your trivia answers? What do you think about the prompt? What tradition would you institute worldwide if you could? How are you doing tonight?
Well, good afternoon, I should say good evening, Miss Lucy, not afternoon. For the main trivia question, I'm going to go with A, and the second trivia question, I'm going to go with C. And as far as for amateur operators Christmas, if not all throughout the year, I think I'd at least have them, get on the radio once a day, or maybe once a day every day, and sometimes maybe hit a repeater and say Merry Christmas to everybody. That's about all I can say. And, of course, like I told Josh, and I might as well tell you, my wife and I, we say Merry Christmas to you and yours. And you take care of yourselves up there. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim, Merry Christmas to you and your wife as well. We have you down for A and C, and bless you, Josh. We've got you down for your tradition would also be that hams would also have to be on the radio once a day, maybe at a repeater. All right, we'll clear with Tim, and we'll hit Jeremy, KE8ZRY. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And if you could institute any random Christmas tradition worldwide, what would you institute? Over to you, Jeremy.
Jeremy here in Ashland. My trivia answers are going to be Alpha and Charlie. I am doing well tonight. I'm sitting here relaxing. Have to go back to work tomorrow after having a few days off. But I only work 2 days this week, and then I get 5 more days off. So I'm kind of happy about that. As far as the prompt goes tonight, let's see here. I think everybody should have to dress up as Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. I love seeing Santa Claus around and everything, and everybody should have to dress up as that's my answer, and I'll send it back over to you, Lucy. This is KE8ZRY 73s.
All right, Jeremy, we've got you down for A and C, and I like that. Everyone should have to dress up as Santa and Mrs. Claus. That would be a lot of fun. Betty would be an adorable little old Mrs. Claus with like a white hair wig or something. That'd be very funny. All right. Merry Christmas. We're going to clear, and we're going to go to Ray, K5CFY. How are you doing tonight, Ray? And what are your answers to the things we have been asking?
YUK, K5CFY. Good evening there, Miss Lucy. Wave a hand there at Josh on the keyboard. Thanks for doing the Beacon Net tonight, Sunday night. Or it ain't Sunday night, Christmas night. Anyway, I'm about to get over a cold, I think. But anyway, my answers are going to be also Alpha and Charlie. And gosh, what tradition. Worldwide, it would be such a problem, but I guess sending Christmas cards to everybody, that'd take a while. Back to you, K5CFY.
Oh boy, Ray, you're onto something. We had to do, I think, 62 Christmas cards this year. They have not been sent out yet. They are sitting on my desk as we speak, but we'll get there. It's not totally Josh's fault. I just kind of blame him. But, yeah, no, if I had to send them to the entire world, I would quit. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay. Anyway, we're going to clear with Ray. We're going to wave a hand at Chuck, who's in and out, WB4AIZ. And real quick, just thank you to everybody so far for not spoiling the questions. We do appreciate it. It's just fun when we do trivia and people don't say why they know the answers or explain why they know the answers before we know the answers. It is more fun in general. We're not mad at anybody when that happens because it inevitably does. But when it doesn't, we are grateful. So thanks for everybody who just picks trivia and moves on. We do appreciate you. All right. We're going to talk with Eddie, W3ETB. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And what new tradition would you begin?
Hi, Lucy. I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling well, and you may have heard me talk to Josh earlier about how my daughter and the granddaughters are all sick. So, and I hope you feel better soon. And can I ask a question? Is it permissible to explain why you feel you didn't pick the right answer? That usually is what the case is. Anyway, I want to wish you and Josh and Betty a Merry Christmas again. And I will give my answers for the main trivia question. I think I'll go with C. And for the alternate trivia question, I think I will go with, let's see, I can't even remember what the alternate trivia question was again. Which one was it? A was the one that I was going to go with the alternate trivia question. The mind is a terrible thing to lose. And it's going, just like Hal on the 2001 Space Odyssey. Anyway, back to you there, Lucy. Hope you feel better.
Well, thank you for the well wishes, Eddie, and we return those likewise. I hope that your family heals up because being sick over the holidays is just the worst. Being sick in general is bad, but the holidays can be just the worst. We've got you down for C for main and A for alternate. Then we're going to wish you a Merry Christmas and move on to Jerry, KC8HDP. How are you doing tonight? And what are your trivia answers? And what tradition would you start if you could?
KE8YUK, this is KC8HDP. Let's see, I'm going to answer the trivia questions because I'll forget if I don't. I am also going to go with Charlie for the main one and Alpha for the second one. Christmas tradition that I would institute. No Christmas songs or decorations until the day after Thanksgiving. Because everywhere you go, it's everywhere. Can't hardly listen to the radio without it and all that, and go into every store you go in. Enough already, and save it until the day after Thanksgiving. I sure hope you and Josh feel much better soon, and hope you have a Merry Christmas anyway. And so we'll send things back to you. KE8YUK and the net from KC8HDP 73.
All right, Jerry, we've got you down for C and A, and no Christmas songs or decorations until after Thanksgiving. I think that would be really nice. I still haven't forgotten when I was taking Betty to Lowe's to pick up something, and it was Halloween. And I thought, I don't want to take her in and get her all scared. We have recently found out she is terribly scared of animatronics. So I thought, oh man, taking her to a Halloween display would be terrible, and it's going to go badly. We walked in, and it was all Christmas before Halloween. It just blew my mind. So yeah, I agree with that. And thanks for the well wishes. We're going to clear with Jerry. We're going to pick up KE8QFT. Uncle Fred, how are you doing? What are your trivia answers? Just a reminder, Josh is about the first Carol in Space. Mine is about the Charlie Brown Christmas, just so that we get those differentiated. And what Christmas tradition would you begin? Over to you, Uncle Fred.
Well, I think the main trivia is Alpha, and the alternate is Charlie. I would take the Christmas music thing one step further and say it could only be played on Christmas Eve. Well, let's say Christmas Eve and maybe the day before Christmas Eve, because some stores close like 4 or 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. So I would limit Christmas music to Christmas Eve or the day before, and one radio station in every major metropolitan area would be allowed to play Christmas music for 24 hours, and we would require a special license. Otherwise, FCC would come down heavy on anyone playing Christmas music out of designated 2 days. That's what I would do. God, I'm so thankful that I don't work at a store and have to listen to that stuff like from Thanksgiving on. In any event, KE8QFT, hope everyone had a good Christmas, and I return to net control.
All right, Uncle Fred, we've got you down for A and C respectively, and no Christmas music until Christmas Eve, maybe the day before, and maybe Christmas. Very limited. I feel like maybe we should get you an Uncle Fred radio station to play specifically that for Christmas, because I know how it feels. You scroll through the radio, and you just get hit with carol after carol after carol for a month. And it does get kind of old, but I don't know if I can handle just 2 days of it. But that is really funny. So we got you down for that. Merry Christmas. We wish you a wonderful one. And we'll clear with Uncle Fred. I'm going to try to not cough up a lung here. I think we're all right. had a couple in and outs. WA8KOC, NU5D, Steve, and N5LKR, Ken. Have a good night, everybody. God bless and Merry Christmas. We're now going to talk to Angry Bears, 8 My Oysters, Andy. Merry Christmas. What are your trivia answers, and what tradition would you institute worldwide on Christmas?
KE8 Yucks. This is EHMO, also known as Angry Bears 8 My Oysters. Oh, let's see here. I guess I'll answer the trivia while I'm thinking of it. What song does Lucy request Schroeder to play? I guess I'll go A Alpha on that one. We 3 kings and 1 queen. That sounds like something, but that would be the perfect distractor. Let's see, for Josh's, let's see. I think I'm getting a cold. Come to think of it, I don't know. I forgot what Josh's was. So, I guess I'll go with the, there it is. We'll do B Bravo on that one, Deck the Halls. How about that? I don't know. What would tradition I would have? I don't know. I'll go back and forth, but I guess I'm getting baited with the song thing. I liked it when I was a kid that they would sprinkle Christmas music in with the regular programming and not have all or nothing. And that's kind of at least what broadcast stations have become. It's all Christmas music all the time. They start playing it the day after Halloween, or or they don't play it ever. So I don't like either extreme. So let's see here. I would say I would ban 100% Christmas music and obligate every broadcast station to play at least one and only one Christmas tune per hour. How about that? That's never. I'm probably going to get eggs thrown at my house now. Oh well. Back to net. Write that one down there, Josh. KE8YUK, maybe NMO.
All right, Andy, we've got you for B and A, and Josh is figuring out how to put that down. One song per hour, not 100% Christmas music. He's figuring it out. And it's good to hear you. We hope you have a good Christmas, or had a good Christmas, I suppose. I guess it's not completely over yet. Also, I meant to mention, Eddie, we did see your mention of the Christmas tradition in the blue screen, so just put it in the log that everyone should wear an ugly sweater. And I like that you added, well, you should wear something and an ugly sweater, not just an ugly sweater, which I think is a very important specification to make. Yeah. But, yeah, Andy, I hope you have a good rest of your day. We're going to clear with Andy. We're going to talk with Mark, K4OG. Merry Christmas, Mark. What are your trivia answers? And what tradition would you start?
W8WKY.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Josh and Lucy. And Merry Christmas, Sleepy Betty. Well, I'll tell you guys, after dinner this evening, I was smooth passed out and dreading having to put away all the leftovers. The wife said she was going to vacuum the house. Well, a Christmas miracle occurred. The son's packed up their to-go boxes, and the kitchen was all cleaned up by the time I woke up off the couch. So I scrambled and vacuumed the whole house before the net started. That was another Christmas miracle. Anyway, to answer your trivia questions, the primary, I'm going to go with majority alpha. And for the secondary trivia question, my answer is going to be plink, 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 Charlie. Let's see, a Christmas tradition. Well, I guess I would like to include the whole world on your guys' Christmas tradition. I think it was something about the first person to hear a Wayne Newton Christmas song or something. Jump up and call, well, let's just say the governor to win a Christmas ham or something. I think that'd be pretty neat. Yeah, y'all really surprised us. Scrambling, making a mad scramble from the the dinner that night just to get the call in. K4OG back to net.
Oh my, alright, we have you down for A and clink, 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 and clink, 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 C, Charlie. Also, yeah, so I like the institution of the tradition, and also, just for clarity, especially those who weren't there, long story short, Whamageddon is a thing that started on Twitter. The idea is if you hear the song Last Christmas by Wham, from December 1st to Christmas Eve midnight, I think, you're just trying to avoid the song, and if you hear it, you're out. So my family plays that song, and we get a little hardcore about it to the degree that we decided if you hear the instrumental part of the song at the beginning, but not any of the vocals, you can run and escape, and you'll still be in the game. So Josh, Betty, and I were at the Sarah Christmas party, surrounded by a lot of our friends, hanging out, eating dinner, and we gave no explanation to this game. The song, of course, came on. We ran into the back room of the kitchen, scaring the kitchen staff, the manager, and everyone around us who saw these two adults and a toddler almost tip over chairs as they ran out of the room. Very panic that we caused. We did get out because the manager kicked us back out of the kitchen. He was not amused. But that's what happened. We'll explain it again when it comes around next year. But everything's fine. We feel really bad, but hopefully we can laugh about it now. I know I am. All right. That's my long story for that. We're going to clear with Mark. Merry Christmas. And Alan says he's got a grand idea for the tradition he has. So Ki5DAY, how are you doing tonight? Take it away.
Ki5DAY today. Yeah, I said I got a grand idea, but I ain't right in the head, so I don't know how grand it actually is. But for my trivia questions, I'm going to go ahead and go with D&A, Cornwall the Bills. I love it. That's great. I like your tradition of seeing who can get out of the room after the first notes of the song before the lyrics start. That's pretty funny. I could see that causing a little panic, but I think that's right up there with a great idea. And Mary likes it too, so let me let this drop for a second. All right, so my idea of a fun Christmas tradition worldwide would be, if you're familiar with, and I think everybody on the planet should be familiar with this song by now, Linus and Lucy, the jazz song that they play every Christmas with the wonderful piano in it, and it's like one of the most widely known songs. Not too many people know that the Vince Guaraldi Trio is the one that actually did it's a three-piece band. It's like a stand-up bass, the drums, and the piano, and it's incredible. But anyways, I think it ought to be a tradition. The families go out in their front yards, and you rope off a section of the yard, and you put thousands of Lego pieces on the ground and rubber chickens all over the yard. And you take 3 people at a time, and you dance to Christmas music, and whoever stops dancing last wins. And each round don't last very long, because if you've ever stepped on a Lego, I'm going to tell you, you won't want to dance too long, because it kind of hurts. Yes, Larry's done that before. He hates it. But so I would say that's a great idea for a Christmas tradition. It would be hysterical and fun to watch, and I would even participate. Oh, man, that would hurt. So, yeah, that's my idea of a good time. But I hope everybody's having a great Christmas week. Mine's not over till pretty much Sunday, I guess. I got to go to another Saturday and go see some friends Sunday after church, and it's like, one of those things. But all is good. Hope everybody's doing well, and I guess I'll shoot it back to you. Ki5DAY.
All right, Alan. Coming from a Lego family, that sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard. And we've got you down 4. I moved my screen because I copy and pasted what Jairus put in the blue screen, so I can remember to tell my brothers that joke. We've got you down for D and A, and glad you enjoyed it. Cool. All right, we're going to clear with Alan. Merry Christmas. And we're going to move on down to ZS6GCA. Andre, how are you doing tonight, and what are your trivia answers? And if you could start a Christmas tradition everywhere in the world, what would it be?
The correct 3.
checking in. KC5, real big guns.
Alright, KE8YUK here. Sorry, everybody. I quick keyed and people thought it was a check-in. So we picked up Shannon and one other station. Should we try to catch him? Alright, well, we'll do. Yeah, we'll be taking check-ins in a minute. Sorry about that, everybody. I was trying to reach Andre, ZS6GCA. Sorry about the quickie. Andre, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, Rod, I'm still here. Sure, we are not really in the US are you all are because Florida, where my brother lives, it could be very close to midnight today. It's 7 hours difference between the USA and Florida. Yeah, I'm just sort of staying this long weekend. Yesterday and today with my mother. She'll be 90 in March next year. And before at the age of 91 in insanity last year. And my son was in insanity last year. And a month ago I just lost my ex-wife with breast cancer. She was 71 and I'm 63. She died on the 19th of November. So yeah, this Christmas, seems when you hear stories about Christmas. Some people say it's pagan, and other people say that Jesus wasn't born on that day. But if you look under JW.org, you'll get all the information there. So, back to the net, Juliet Washington's got Orange Radio Golf, JW.org, I believe in that site, from the 36 Golf Philadelphia.
Well, Andre, welcome to the Beacon Net. We're sorry for your loss, and we're really glad to have you checking in. We hope to hear from you again. What are my greens? Those are the ones I haven't heard from? All right, we're going to clear with Andre. We're going to see if Gareth is out there, G0WUR. Gareth, are you out there?
W8WKY.
All right, from Gareth, that might be a problem with Allstar. We're not sure. I also keep forgetting to ID. This is the Beacon Net. We meet every Sunday and Wednesday night. Pre-show is 9:30 Eastern Time, and the big show is 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's a lot of fun. If you can get here, you can get to the Border Breaker Net, but that's a longer story that I'll talk about later on when we close the net. But otherwise, come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. All right, we're going to try to reach Robert, KE6YD0, How are you doing tonight, Robert? And are you out there? All right, nothing heard from Robert. We have Tom, KA8MNT, in and out, and we're going to talk to RevKev, K6KJV. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers, and what Christmas tradition would you begin worldwide?
I'm sorry for the delay there, Lucy. I wasn't sure you called for me because you all stuffed up. And my signal's kind of messed up. So thank you very much for the handoff. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California. And just so Alan doesn't waste his time typing, I am not looking at the blue screen while I'm talking. And hello to Alan, and a very Merry Christmas to Larry. Hey, let me get my answers all the way real quick. I know it's going to surprise people, but I'm going to go with double D's. Delta and Delta, because you can never go wrong with a corn Waldo beam. Let me reset real quick. K6KJV returning. Okay, Josh, get on that boot button real quick because I'm going to get serious here. Okay? My, what'd you call it? I can't remember what y'all called it, but my prerequisite for Christmas would be to go back to singing Christmas carols, gospel songs, hymns, the way they was written by the original God-fearing Christian people, because I don't like all this wokeism that we should not offend people by singing Christmas songs the way they was written. Okay, folks, I'm being serious. They're Christmas songs. This is why we celebrate this time of year, as our Lord and Savior came into this world to be born of a virgin. Okay, if you don't like it, plug your ears, turn the channel, or if they carolers show up in front of your house, kindly go out there and ask them to move along down the road. So with that, now that I'm going to get banned and made a lot of people mad, I'm sorry. Nah, not really, I'm not sorry. So just get over it. So with that, I'm going to take and say Merry Christmas, God bless, and 73 everyone, and pass the mic back to you there, Miss Lucy from K6KJV. Take it away.
All right, Rev Kev, we've got you down for double D's. And singing Christmas carols the way they were written, I appreciate that. At first, I thought you meant as in completely the way they were written, as in with the instruments. Yeah, harpsichord, hurdy-gurdy, and I thought, oh, that would be kind of hard to pull off. But no, I agree with what you're getting at, and I think it's important to talk about. And Josh over here said, I'm so offended, which was really, really funny. So yeah, I think you're good. And I also need to start saying get over it instead of sorry when I don't mean sorry. So thank you for that. I'm going to try to use that more. All right, we're going to clear it with RevCab. God bless you. And we're going to talk with KC8FQV. Mark, thanks for the quick sign-in earlier. It made my job a lot easier. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And what Christmas tradition would you start?
All right, KC8FQV. On the main trivia, I'm going to say A. Jingle Bell, I think it was. Whatever, A. And the second one, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find it in there. And, well, we shouldn't be starting Christmas until after Thanksgiving. But they start Christmas in the store. It seems like Halloween starts in August and Christmas starts in September. So, and it should go back to the, it should be back to the old way. You know, Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving weekend is there, and Halloween, you know, in September. But we'll send it back to net control. Yeah, I'm coming through the 0 and 5 RF tonight. Yeah, I did it earlier today on the beacon, or the barometer, or on the board and breaker net. I was down in green earlier today. So we'll send it back to net, KC8FQV. Maybe we'll come back later and catch the other one. KC8FQV, back to net control.
Yeah, this is Golf Trail from QRT. I've got many things to do. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. 73, and enjoy today, being with the family. It's family day today, and I wish you all the best for 2025 next year. 70 from the 68 Game QRT.
Oh, you had an interesting double there. We've got Mark. We've got you down for A for the main, and then if you can answer the alternate further down the line, go ahead and recheck, and we'll put you in there for that. and I think a lot of people are on board with starting Christmas after Thanksgiving. I also think Andre came back to us kind of out of nowhere, but Happy New Year to you as well, 73s. We're going to clear with Mark, and we're going to talk to AI5Q. Jairus, how are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And what Christmas tradition would you start?
Well, good evening, Lucy and Josh, and everybody else on that. Let's see, I watched a documentary about something or other, and it just so happens that they played a song, and that song has nothing to do with your trivia, but I'm going to go with Jingle Bells and Smoking. There you go, Alan. That was my diatribe on how I knew the right answer. Anyway, okay, Christmas tradition. First and foremost, the most important Christmas tradition is everybody needs to give me a birthday present and not a birthday Christmas combo present. It better be a birthday present, and I want it ready on December 24th so I can open it ahead of the Christmas present and not get them confused with the Christmas present. So, everybody has to give me a birthday present. My birthday is December 25th. Alright, that's the first and foremost thing that can happen. Obviously the most important. And, I need mic gain. Okay, I'll talk into it like this. Timothy. Sorry. The other thing is, Christmas doesn't actually start until Christmas Day. So quit celebrating Christmas for a month and a half or a month before Christmas. Start with the first day of Christmas, which is Christmas Day, and then do the 12 days of Christmas and end your Christmas celebration on Epiphany, which is the first Sunday after the 12 days of Christmas when the three wise men arrived at the manger. So if people would celebrate Christmas the way it was actually intended, then we wouldn't have to worry about listening to Christmas songs for 3 months ahead of time and then have everybody crash and burn everything on the 26th and run away from it. So there you go. AI5Q. We will talk to you guys later. I didn't realize my mic gain was low. I usually get a decent report when I do the parrot, the audiophile parrot that tells you if you're good or not. But I will make an adjustment and go from there. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later. AI5Q, back to you, Lucy.
W8WKY.
All right, Jairus. Glad you turned up your mic gain. I just could have used a little bit of a warning because I was leaning forward to hear what you were saying, and then I got blown out of the water. We did miss your alt trivia, but Josh will catch it in the blue screen if you send it. And happy birthday, first of all. Second of all, I really did think that you would be the person, maybe otherwise Steve, but you'd be the person to mention the 12 Days of Christmas and the Epiphany, and I like that it took second priority to your birthday. That was very funny. But yeah, that is technically how it's supposed to be done, and it would definitely make it easier to stomach instead of months and months and months of Christmas music. So that would be interesting. I also think it's sad when Christmas ends. It's over secularly, and it's just cold. It's very abrupt. That's a good way to put it, yeah. So, yeah, good point. All right, we're going to clear with Jairus. Merry Christmas. And we're going to pick up Scott, KJ5ITK. How are you doing, Scott? And what are your trivia answers? And what Christmas tradition would you start?
Yeah, thank you. And I apologize earlier. I was having some antenna issues. But trivia questions, answers are A and C. And tradition, I think that, I would love to see a worldwide tradition of reading Bible verses related to the birth of Christ and the resurrection. And I completely agree with the earlier station that said that one of the things that we should really be more focused on. But that would be my wishes for a worldwide tradition. Back to you.
you down for A and C. And reading related Bible verses, I think that's really smart. We were discussing closing the net with a Bible verse, but that's a whole other conversation. I think you'd get along really well with RevCap. Right, Merry Christmas. God bless you, Scott. And before I forget, I'm going to re-identify the station. This is the Beacon Net. We meet every Sunday and Wednesday night. The pre-show is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Wow, my nose is getting worse, can you tell? And the big show is at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Also Sunday, Wednesday, like I said, on the W8WKY repeater. It's a lot of fun. Come join us. All right. We had Mike be in and out, N8WHR. And now we're on to Craig, KF8CHB. How are you doing tonight, Craig? What are your trivia answers, and what tradition would you start?
Good evening, Lucy, and thank you for with the grumbly voice. That seems to be, from all the nets I've been listening to over the week, that whatever this is has really proliferated amongst all these hammy people. But anyway, my trivia answers, I'm going to do just something, I don't know that anybody, I'd like to try Charlie and Alpha, C and A. And a quick Christmas tradition break. A quick Christmas tradition would be to realize that each and every one of us is an individual and respect that, but that we try to make everybody, just make people smile and say thank you. And with that, I'll turn it back to you. Merry Christmas, and thank you for doing what you do. We appreciate it, and look forward to hearing you down the road. 73s.
All right, Craig, we've got you down for Charlie and Alpha, and we've got you down for make everybody smile and be grateful, which is a really good point, especially when presents come up and sometimes you can get all hot under the collar that it's not what you actually wanted, or it's not, you didn't get all the things that you wanted, which is really sad. You shouldn't be like that. The temptation's there, but that is important. And, yeah, making sure that you recognize that each person has their own dignity is very important, and it's a whole other conversation that I don't have the voice for. But take it easy, Craig. Get down the lot. We're going to clear with Craig, and we're going to talk with Shannon. I was wondering where you were. KC5RBG, how are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? What Christmas tradition would you start? Merry Christmas.
Hello, this is KC5RBG, and I'm mobile. I'm coming back from a little small town of Morris, Oklahoma, from having Christmas with my grandson and his family. We had dinner, and then the kids got to open presents and stuff, so that was fun. And I'll tell you, I am white-knuckled driving back. Well, I was white-knuckled going there. It started out not being too bad, but as I got further and further down there, the fog got worse and worse and worse. And even now, coming back, the fog has been horrible all the way back. If there's not like a street light up on the side of the road, the visibility is about 30 feet on the highway. So I'm doing about 45 to 50. I'm really pushing 50, hoping that, nothing's going to pop out at me or be stopped in the roadway that I'm not going to see. But luckily, lights have been illuminating, so I can, see tail lights in front of me up ahead. I see those for about probably 100 yards. So I'm good there, but if something was in the middle of the road at the speed I'm going, I would be hitting it. So I'm really hoping that nothing comes to that. But my girlfriend's daughter Monday got put on a ventilator and put in ICU. She had a seizure, and so I've been up in the ICU for about the last 3 days, and it hadn't been very fun. She did get off the ventilator today, so that was a big hooray for everybody, including her, especially her. And she's very tired and just wants to rest now, and which was okay with me. I needed to come down and spend some time with Kenyon. So let me reset. KC5 RBG returning, and so I need to go spend some time with Kenyon and his family. So, but I'll probably stop back at the house and let my dogs out, and probably go back up to the hospital and spend some more time up there. It's been very draining, you know, very, very draining. But I've been trying to keep a smile on my face. I've been trying to keep a smile on everyone else's as well. Jairus, if you're still listening, happy birthday, brother. Gosh, you know, his audio was so low there at the beginning. I turned my radio all the way up, and I still couldn't even tell it was him. I didn't know it was him until he, I guess, got closer to the mic and got louder. But then I was like, oh, that's Jairus. So I'm not sure what radio he's using, but probably need to put up the mic gain quite a bit. Anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and Christmas Eve, and I hope everyone got to spend some time with some family. Just remember all of the people out there that don't get to spend time with their family on holidays, who are out there protecting this country, and also those that are protecting it from within. Of course, my answer is a great and say God bless Christmas, and we'll hand all my back to natural.
Right, Shannon, we've got you down for the great state of Oklahoma, to the surprise of no one. And goodness, I'm sorry to hear that about your girlfriend's daughter. I'm glad she got off the ventilator. That is no fun at all. Very scary, very hard, traumatizing for the body for sure. So I'm glad for her, and I wish her quick healing. And good point, remembering people who can't spend time with their families for one reason or another this Christmas season. It's very important to remember the people who get forgotten. So our prayers go to them. But we're glad that you got to spend time with Kenyon and his family and all of the people involved there. And we hope the rest of your holiday goes well. Please be careful driving. Sounds like it's very foggy in Morris. I'm breaking up. Oh, no, it might just be my voice. Hold on. All right, I cleared out my throat. Hopefully this is better. Oh, I can feel the frog coming back up. It's not fun at all. Anyway, yeah, drive safe. We're going to clear with Shannon, and I believe that is the bottom of our list. We've got KJ5IUU. Scotty, how are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And what Christmas tradition would you start worldwide if you could? All right, we got Scotty from the blue screen, so he might have just been lurking. Looks like 88 SLG is back, but anyway, we're at the bottom of our list. Seems like we're going to call for check-ins. This is the Beacon Net on the W8WKY repeater. We run on Sunday and Wednesday nights. The pre-show is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the big show is at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. We usually have 2 trivias. This time we have 2 trivias and prompt because it's Christmas. Or as, who says it? It's Christmas. It's Christmas. I think I have a couple friends who say that anyway. If you would like to get on the list for the Christmas edition of the Beacon Net, I am the net control. Sorry I sound so rough, but this is just how it is. If you would like to get on the list, please call me and alphabetically.
Echo 3, Oscar Uniform Alpha. Victor Echo 3, Oscar Uniform Alpha. Today is Rudy, R-U-D-I-E. Merry Christmas.
This is
Victor, Kilowatt, 1, Juliet, Tango, Canberra, Australia. The name is John, Juliet, Oscar, Hotel, November.
OXQ. Jim in Waco, Texas, mobile.
Kilo, Juliet, Alpha Tango, Alpha, KJ5ATA, Georgetown, Texas. My name is Guy, KJ5ATA.
KCA, Fox Queen Victor, recheck. KCA, FQV, recheck.
I had my microphone backwards. We're doing great, everybody. Okay. Alan said we've got ourselves a convoy. That's kind of what I was thinking, actually. Okay. Right now, we have V3OUA, Rudy. Then we had a pileup with Jim and John. I also know that we have a mobile there, Guy from Texas, I believe. We'll get to you as soon as we clear this mess up. So first of all, Jim, with at some point the letters OXQ, could you come back and clarify your call sign, please?
This is Whiskey Bravo 5, Oscar X-Ray Quebec, WB5OXQ mobile in Waco, Texas. This is Jim.
All right, Jim, I'm glad we clarified that. I had the wrong person in my head as mobile, so we'll get to you in just a second. John, I believe we had K1T. If you could come back with your call sign, we'd appreciate it.
This is Victor, Kilowatt, 1, Juliet, Tango. Victor, Kilowatt, 1, Japan, Tokyo, QSL.
All right, QSL, we've got you down. Victor, Kilowatt, 1, Japan, Tango, we've got you down. All right, Guy is all good, right? KJ5ATA. And then we have a recheck from KC8FQV. We'll get to you after we get to our mobile station. I feel like there was maybe one other person in that pileup, so if you would like to be on the list, please call now. All right, I will accept being wrong. We've got a pretty good list here. We've got our mobile first. Jim, WB5OXQ, what are your trivia answers? What Christmas tradition would you start worldwide if you could? And also, Merry Christmas.
This is WB5OXQ. Well, I had a good Christmas. I got to spend it with my lady friend. I have no close
by living relatives anymore. My wife passed away almost 11 years ago, and so my son is 51 and lives in Florida, but hopefully they're coming to visit tomorrow. Well, Christmas traditions that I hope people will follow is just to remember why we even have Christmas. Because if it wasn't for that fact, we wouldn't even need to do it. And that's about all I got to say on that subject, and hope everybody is well and will have a good rest of the week and a good Happy New Year. This is Jim in the mobile in Waco, Texas, WB50XQ.
All right, Jim, we've got your tradition as remembering why you have Christmas. You should be friends with Scotty and RevKev, and also probably Alan. You got a lot of strong Christian religion and appreciation for the reason for the season, which is a beautiful thing to see. We also have 2 trivia questions. Did you hear them, or would you like them reread? It's about time for us to reread them anyway, so we'll ask if you've heard them, and then if you haven't, we're happy to reread them for you. I have once again tried pushing the push-to-talk on the wrong side of the microphone, which has no push-to-talk. We are doing awesome. Jim, we just got static on that transmission. I will take the liberty of rereading trivia, though, just because I think it's important to do again. And then if you want to come back to us with a recheck, that would be great. Speaking of, Mark, we will get to you as soon as we reread this trivia. So I'm going to pass it over to Josh to read the main, and then he'll hand it back to me for the alt. Here you go, Josh, W8HRF.
K8YUK, W8HRF. Tonight's main trivia question is, which Christmas carol, originally written as a Thanksgiving song, became the first tune ever broadcast from space? Your options are Alpha, Jingle Bells, Bravo, Deck the Halls, Charlie, Baby It's Cold Outside, or Delta, Cornwall of the Bells. Again, your main trivia question is, which Christmas carol, originally written as a Thanksgiving song, became the first ever tune, a song, broadcast from space? Your options are Alpha, Jingle Bells, Bravo, Deck the Halls, Charlie, Baby It's Cold Outside, or Delta, Cornwall of the Bells. W8HRF, back to KE8YUK.
Thank you, W8HRF. That is our trivia, our main trivia. Our alternate trivia is, in the Charlie Brown Christmas special, what song does Lucy request Schroeder to play? A, We Three Kings and One Queen. B, Pachelbel's Canon in D. C, Jingle Bells, or God Rest You Merry Gentlemen as D. All right, that is the alternate trivia. Mark had a recheck, so we're going to get to him real quick. Casey at FQE, what is your recheck?
All right, KCFQV. I'll give you a trivia answer for the alternative. It's going to be C, I believe, a bell. So, coming through RF, we'll send it back to net control, KC8FQV.
All right, Casey at FQV, KE8YUK, we've got you down for C. Thanks for letting us know. We're going to go on down to Rudy. We're going to talk to VE3OUA. How are you doing tonight? What are your trivia answers? And if you could come up with any Christmas tradition for the entire world to follow, what would you do?
Well, hello, Miss Lucy. If I were to change the world, I'd say stop worrying, make some peace. I don't have to say I have a bad sore throat, but here I am. Just want to wish you Merry Christmas all, and take care of yourself, and be good to each other. And keep on smiling and listening. Happy holidays. When it's Christmas, say Merry Christmas. That's one thing I'd like to say. Just say Merry Christmas. Not Happy Holidays. Give it a break.
All right, Rudy, I totally understand the sore throat. That's where Josh and I both are. We hope you feel better. Thank you for coming in to say hi. I don't know if you've checked in before. I'm not totally on top of our logs, but we're glad you stopped in tonight. The Beacon Net always meets on the W8WKY repeater on Sunday and Wednesday nights. Pre-show is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the big show is 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a lot of fun, so we're glad you came by to say hi. We're going to clear with Rudy, and we're going to talk to John, VKIJT. How are you doing tonight? VK1. Oh, yep, good point. VK1JT. What are your trivia answers? Merry Christmas, and what Christmas tradition would you institute?
Thank you for having me. I hope you can hear me all right. All I want to say is Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you're having a good day. All the best for the future and everything. And that we unfortunately live in an ignorant, arrogant, intolerant, and apathetic world full of people who are dismissive, insular, and self-absorbed. And this is because we don't talk to each other anymore. That's the fundamental root reason we don't talk to each other about the things that matter. And ham radio is about communication, but it doesn't go beyond that when we get home or anything like that. You know, our kids text each other nowadays rather than talking to each other, and yet they're only one bedroom apart. You know, couples in restaurants only opening their mouths to feed themselves while they spend their entire meal on the phone. This is how our society has become. And all I'd like for Christmas this year, all I wanted for Christmas, was for people to strive to be better versions of themselves every day. And ask themselves, am I a better version of myself than I was yesterday? And hopefully the world will become a better place there. This is Victor Kilowatt 1 Juliet Tango.
All right, John, we've got you down for people striving to be better versions of themselves every day, which is a very true, firm sentiment that people should also talk to each other. I think that's very important. Talk about things that matter. I actually have a little newsletter I send to my mom friends trying to bring up topics that maybe we don't talk about enough as moms who are busy with kids. We forget our individuality or how important it is to be a woman and be a wife and be somebody who likes a random hobby or needs to talk about something important with not your children. So yes, I think it's very important to talk with people. And we've got you down for that answer. So it's good to have you. Merry Christmas. We're going to clear with John. And we've got Guy, KJ5ATA. How are you doing tonight? And what are your trivia answers? And what Christmas tradition would you institute?
Yeah, Lucy, network control for Beacon Net. Merry Christmas to everyone. Answers to questions. My take is going to be alpha. Then, if I understand correctly, bravo for the second question. As far as a tradition for Christmas, I think it's okay to, if you want to make it a tradition, go to your church services and pray for world peace and for Jesus to come back and smooth everything out, hopefully soon. That's what I'm thinking about. been a good Christmas. I have to say a little thought prayer for the gentleman in Oklahoma who's driving in the fog. I know what he's going through. I know what he's talking about. And I catch the drift. And so like that. And anyways, from here on there on, Merry Christmas to all. God bless us, everyone. In Christ's name, amen. 73's back to network control.
All right, Guy, we've got you down for A and B. And for your Christmas tradition, we've got church services, and I can't click on it, doggone it, and praying for peace and the return of Christ, which I agree would be incredible. I just hope I've gotten to confession before he comes. I should probably do better at that. Merry Christmas, Guy. Drive safe, and thank you for the prayers. We could all use them, but especially Shannon driving right now. All right, everybody. My throat's dying. My eyes are crossing. Josh is so tired. So we're actually going to call it here. And we're going to go up to the net control team to get their thoughts before we start winding down for the night. So, KD8EPC, Dustin, are you out there? What are your trivia answers, and what Christmas tradition would you begin? Yeah, I think Dustin is AWOL. KD8EPC, are you out there? All right, nothing heard. Totally understood, Dustin. We're going to see if we can catch KD8SLG. Nick, hopefully your signal's better now than it was when we first tried to get you.
KEAYUK, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Lucy and Josh and all the Beacon netizens. Oh, put me down for 2 C's tonight, and I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. KD8SLG, back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, SLG, we've got you down for 2 C's. And darn, I was really looking forward to what tradition you'd think of, but you sound as tired as we are. We're going to clear with just Nick, and we're going to talk with Nick at night. QKO, how are you doing tonight? Trivia answers, and what Christmas tradition would you start?
KAQKO, good evening, Lucy. Good evening, Josh. Thanks for doing a great net tonight. All right, I'm going to go with trivia answers. I'm going to choose Alpha and Delta. And my tradition, I heard some great ones tonight that makes me feel like a little less great about my choice, but I'm going to go with it anyway. My tradition is that I think all Christmas gifts that we buy should be tax deductible if you have a white Christmas. My thought there is there's conspiracy theories on the internet about whether or not the government can control the weather, and that would pretty well solve that theory out the gate. If it's tax deductible, you get the idea. Anyway, that's right. That's what I thought of earlier. I thought it'd be funny, and then there were a lot of great ones that made me think that it wasn't quite as funny as I'd hoped in my head, which made me sad for myself. But I gave it out anyway, so since that's what I kind of decided. Yeah, it's been a great Christmas. Spent time with family. Really, that's it. Spent time with family. Spent time with my family here. My mom came to visit, and it's been a fantastic Christmas. And so, yeah. I guess that's where I'm at. So with that, I'll pass it back to you, Lucy. This is K8QKO.
K8QKO, we've got you down for A and D. Glad you had a very Merry Christmas. And, yeah, the whole tax deductible, if there's a white Christmas, would be very interesting, especially being stuck in Ohio. What the heck? Snowbelt, where did you go? Although it is funny, Josh, being from further north than I am, has been surprised by how light Akron winters have been, at least since we've been married, which is very long, but still, compared to lake effects, real lake effects snow, we get nothing. Doing great. Should have unkeyed. Didn't even think about it. Anyway, we're going to clear with QK, and we're going to see if Eric is out there at KE8VZA. Are you out there? Darn, I don't think he even checked in the beginning, but that's okay. It's Christmas. All right. I guess we need to do trivia answers now, correct? All right. I'm going to pass you over to W8HRF for main trivia. So, W8HRF, KE8YUK.
KE8YUK, W8HRF. All right. I'm going to give my comments. We had a good Christmas. Oh, boy. Went over to Lucy's family's house yesterday. That was a good time. And went to Mass. And then had a nice evening. Betty helped us put out the milk and cookies for Santa, which was a lot of fun. And she woke up this morning to a couple of presents under the tree. And I think she likes her little magnetic draw board that she got. So that was pretty cool. And she also got a little broom and a mop and duster to clean up, to help Mom clean stuff up, and Dad. Well, I did so much cleaning this week, but it's nice to have a clean house. So, anyways, I'm going to let this drop and read the main trivia answer because it's getting kind of late here. For Lucy's, I'm going to go with Charlie, Jingle Bells. Logger, put that down. Thank you, Logger. I am the Logger. Main trivia question was, which Christmas carol, originally written as a Thanksgiving song, became the first tune ever broadcast from space? Your options were Alpha, Jingle Bells, Delta, Alpha, Jingle Bells, Bravo, Deck the Halls, Charlie, Baby It's Cold Outside, or Delta, Cornwall of the Bells. The answer is Alpha, Jingle Bells. Looks like the majority of people got it. We had some C's, a B, a D, a great state of Oklahoma. So majority was A. Explanation was Jingle Bells, composed by James Lord Pierpont, I think, in 1857. That's when it was composed. It was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh. It was intended as a lively winter song. Some sources suggest it was written to celebrate Thanksgiving, possibly for a Sunday school choir, while others believe it may have been a drinking song due to its cheerful tone and upbeat melody. Over time, it became associated with Christmas season and gaining popularities in the 60s and 70s, the 1860s and 70s. It became a holiday staple in the late 19th century. We'll let this drop. Jingle Bells made history as the first song broadcast from space during NASA's Gemini 6A mission in December. It was December 16th of 1965. Astronauts Tom Stafford and Wally Schirra pulled off a playful Christmas-themed prank, reporting to Mission Control that they had spotted an unidentified flying object flying in a north-to-south orbit. They then keyed up their mics and played Jingle Bells on a tiny harmonica and rang sleigh balls that they had smuggled aboard their spacecraft. This impromptu performance added a touch of holiday cheer to the mission and remains a memorable moment in space exploration history. If you go to Wikipedia and look up Jingle Bells, you can listen to that recording. It is quite amusing. Anyways, that was your main trivia. It was Alpha Jingle Bells. I'm going to pass this back to Lucy so she can read Alt. And then I'll be back in a minute for a little closer. K8YUK, W8HRF.
W8HRF, KE8YUK. Thanks for your alt trivia. I think the only way it could have been better is if they smuggled aboard a zoo. That would have been perfection. All right, in answer to the alternate trivia in the Charlie Brown Christmas special, what song does Lucy request Schroeder to play? Oh boy, Betty's up coughing. A, We Three Kings and One Queen. B, Pocket Bells Cannon and D. C, Jingle Bells. Or D, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. Mine is short and sweet. The answer is, in fact, Jingle Bells, although I think A would have been fantastic. Oh, I was going to have some other commentary on Josh, but I don't remember what it was. So that is the all trivia. We are going to wrap it up here. I read the closing and then hand it off to you, right? We should probably keep it in the net, so I'll hand it off to Josh. As part of our special Christmas edition, Josh is going to give you a ham rendition of a very popular Christmas poem. Bear with him. I've noticed that this particular printing combines some words for some reason. There aren't spaces where they should be, so bear with him. That's not his fault. But take it away, W8HRF.
K-E-8-Y-U-K, W8HRF. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us on the Beacon Net tonight on this special Christmas edition, and we're going to leave you with this little Christmas poem at the very end here. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the shack, a rig was turned off, and the mic cord lay slack. The antenna rotor had made its last turn. The tubes in the linear have long ceased to burn. I sat there relaxing and took off my specs, preparing to daydream of Armchair DX. When suddenly outside I heard such a sound, I dashed to the door to see what was around. The moon shone down brightly and lighted the night, for sure propagation for the low bands was right. I peered towards the roof, where I heard all the racket, and there was some guy in a red fur-trimmed jacket. I stood there perplexed in a manner quite giddy. Just who is this stranger? Did-it-da-da, did it? He looked very much like an FCC guy who'd come to check up on some bad TVI. I shouted to him, "OM, QRZ. Hey, you by my chimney all dressed in red," and suddenly I knew when I heard sleigh bells jingle. The guy on the rooftop was Jolly Chris Kringle. He had a bag, a big sack full of amateur gear, which was a big load for his prancing reindeer. Transmitters, receivers for cabinets and racks, some meters and O-scopes, and a lot of coax. He said not a word, because he'd finished his work. He picked up his sack, and then with a jerk, he leaped to his sleigh, and he shouted with glee, and I knew at that moment he'd be QRT.
W8WKY.
I heard him transmit as he flew over the trees, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all 73s. K-E-8-Y-U-K, W8HRF. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, thank you, W8HRF. For those wondering, it is called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" by an unknown author in the 2000s on what the QR said, EHAM, somewhere online. So we would give the person credit if we knew who the person was. So whoever you are out in the world, thanks for being awesome. There is another longer version by a different author, very similar train of thought, but it's really long. So Josh will post that, and you can enjoy that. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8YUK, W8HRF, KD8EPC, KD8SLG, KE8QKO, and KE8VZA with honorary member AB8MO. Sorry, I had to swallow. Thank you one and all for checking in with us on this Christmas night. You're welcome to come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater. You can also find us on Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R in the same locations. You can find the Barometer Net every morning at 7 a.m. except for Sunday. Finally, don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net every day at noon Central Time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Time, on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R, or on here on W8WKY on Wednesdays. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is Lucy, KE8YUK, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time. 73s, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and may God bless us, everyone.
W8HR, K0KDW.
K0 KDW W8HRF.
Yeah, I was just thinking, and I meant to mention this when I checked in earlier. There's a little tradition, and I wouldn't want this to be worldwide. That might be kind of chaotic. But there's a little tradition with the local fire department in the town of Marshfield, Missouri. And the tradition is on Christmas Eve, usually sometime between 7 and 9 in the evening, they set the pagers off for the fire department. And after the pagers trip, they do a reading of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And they've been doing that now for well over 10 years. And it's a fun little tradition. I usually go into my Motorola on the desk and switch it over to their fire channel. That way I can listen into that. And then, of course, you have the dozens upon dozens of law enforcement agencies that do the Santa. The dozens upon dozens of law enforcement agencies that do the Santa bolos every year. But of those, I prefer the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas with the fire department. So anyhow, y'all have a good evening, and again, hopefully you and Lucy get recovered soon and back to good health. You guys have a good evening. K0KW.
Well, thanks, Brad. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting there, almost there. Yeah, that's a good tradition. When you first said cause the pagers to go off, I thought like practical joke. Everybody's coming into work. So, no, that's cool. So, hey, very good. Well, thanks for being here tonight. It was good to hear you, and glad you made it home safe. And Merry Christmas. So we'll catch you later. K0 KDW W8HRF.
W8HRF, this is KE0 Whiskey Lima Mike. How was your Christmas today?
Oh, let's see. I think that was KE. You'll have to correct. I think KE0WLM. It was. Yeah, that might be right. KE0WLM. Looking up your TRZ account. It's good. Thanks for asking. It was a lot of fun. Gave away a lot of pumpkin rolls to people. We made 10 this year, which I think is a new record. Gave those out to my family and some friends this past week or so. So it was good. How was yours?
Party's over. Back to normal.
Yeah, sounds about right. Everybody kind of cleared out about, I think, 8 o'clock around here. So I think we were also very pleased with one of the gifts that we were able to get together for my mom. When we were kids, we broke this snow globe of hers that had a nativity scene. It was on the top of a curio cabinet, and we were roughhousing and knocked it off, and it broke. And I kept it for the last 10 or 15 years, and now Lucy was able to figure out how to fix it, and I kind of helped a little bit as well, and gave that to her as a Christmas gift. So it was fun. I think she really liked that. So it was a good day. So, but hopefully yours went well as well.
It did, especially today, because I'm out here in Chiefs country, so
Yeah, I bet you everybody was celebrating that victory today. They actually beat them pretty good this time.
Oh, right to that, yeah. So you're Green Bay Packers fan, right? I think you said cheese country.
That'd be 9 land. And I don't have that far northern accent, honestly. Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, as soon as I unkeyed, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. They weren't even playing today. I think we turned the game on probably about halfway through, and we're like, yeah, Steelers are going to lose. So I was very interested because my dad, we're from Cleveland, Cleveland area, so obviously we don't really root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But my dad has this thing where he always hates the teams that do the best. So, like, when Tom Brady was with the Patriots and they did really well, he always hated the Patriots because they always did so well. He always rooted for the underdog. And so now that the Kansas City Chiefs do so well, it's kind of the same deal. So I was like, for this game, who would he root for? Because, it's the Chiefs versus the Steelers. So he was actually rooting for the Steelers, I guess, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, it was hopefully it was a fun game. I didn't get a chance to really sit down and watch it. Or I actually need to look and see how the Texans did. But anyways, yeah, very good. That's cool. Yeah, they did really well this year. 14-1 it looks like. 15-1. Nice. W8HRF.
W8WKY.
How far are you from Pittsburgh?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's see. From where we're at in Akron, if I punch it in, about 100 miles. Not as the crow flies, but about 100 miles. So an hour and 40-minute drive. For my dad, it's closer to 2 hours, 140 miles. So pretty far. It's not like it's right next door.
Well, it depends on where you're coming from, too, because a 2-hour drive out in Wyoming or Montana, they call that pretty close. It just depends on where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. I remember when I was driving out, me and my buddy went on some trips out. We went to Utah, so we passed through Nebraska, Iowa, Colorado, went into Utah. I think on the return trip we went through Kansas and Missouri and stuff, and so there's some stretches there where there's, especially out in Utah, where there's just nothing for 100 miles. So it is nice, though, when the speed limit goes up to 80. It makes it a little bit more bearable.
Yeah, there's quite a few places to stop in Kansas on I-70. Just once you cross the Colorado border, it gets desolate. Although in Burlington, Colorado, which is still another 6 hours from me, because I'm on the eastern part of the state, it takes me 3 hours to get to Hays, Kansas, which is in the kind of west central, I guess. There's some carousels. Yeah, so sorry about the yawn. It takes me a day's drive to get to the mountains.
just pulled up where you were talking about. I think you said Burlington. Yeah, it looks like you're right on the border there. I remember when we were coming out and we crossed into Colorado. It was interesting because it seemed like the terrain changed pretty much as we got into the state. But then we were just driving. It was still pretty flat until we got to Denver, and then you could see the mountains and everything. It was pretty cool. But yeah. But I remember driving across Kansas, and I remember it just felt like took a long time because it's a long state. So I just remember driving through the night doing that. So watching for deer as we were going. W8HRF.
No, I live nowhere near the Colorado border. I live north of Topeka, Kansas, and a little bit west.
Oh, okay. Looks like I had the wrong spot plugged in. Okay. Manhattan, Kansas is pretty close to Topeka. Relatively. I think I had some friends back in the day that went to a university out there, actually. Boy, that was a while ago. So, yeah, nice. Well, yeah, so I think, what did you say, a little north and west of Topeka, was that right?
Yes.
Nice, okay, very good. Yeah, it would be nice to get back out and do a little bit more traveling and kind of pass through. It would be kind of fun. But, anyways, I think, by the way, is your name Ty? I looked you up on QRZ.
Yes, it is.
All right, Ty. Well, very nice to make your acquaintance, and thanks for stopping by tonight. I'm going to hop off here and give my voice a break and probably head to bed pretty soon, but it's a fun net. So thanks for stopping by, and thanks for a little bit of a chat afterwards. KE0WLM, W8HRF.
All right. I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. KE0WLN is clear.
W8HRF, KE8VZA, before you run away.
Hey, Eric. How's it going? KE8VZA, W8HRF. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, doing all right, Josh. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. I was listening to the tail end of the net when Lucy called me. I did respond, but I was coming through the 700, so I think it was no bueno. But yeah, Christmas was good. Just got back from my parents' house. Have two sisters in from out of town that are staying there, and got to visit with them, so it was good.
Oh, very nice. It's good. That's awesome. Yeah, sorry we missed you on the net. I don't know what happened. Maybe we just need to leave a little bit more space or something. I don't know. But, all right, cool. Yeah, no, that's good. You said your sister was visiting from out of town?
Roger. Yeah, one sister from Virginia and one from over in Toledo. How was your Christmas?
It was good. It went pretty darn well, all things considered. And we had a lot of food. My mom brought over a big giant, what's it called? Slow cooker? I don't know. She brought a big giant cooker with, oh goodness gracious, stuffed cabbages. That's one of my favorite things that she makes is her stuffed cabbages. We had the turkey, had some honey baked ham, had some yams, some sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, rolls, and then all the sweets, chocolate chip cookies, and lots of pumpkin rolls, and yeah, it was really good. So how about you guys? What did you guys have for dinner?
Wow, you guys had quite the spread. My mom did a roast beef with potatoes, carrots, onions, all roasted together. It was delish. And this infamous, it's like a pistachio pudding. We all call it green stuff. It's really good. And cranberry sauce. And what we had for dessert? Oh, carrot cake. Was really good. Really good. Lots of little munchies along the side there, cookies and candies and you name it.
Oh, I love me some carrot cake. I don't know when I don't. That's just been something I remember like growing up and liked carrot cake for some reason. It's really good. And Lucy also makes a really good. I think it's called a spice cake. And that actually may have topped carrot cake as my favorite. She made that this year, so that was good. And what else was I going to say? Oh, and folks brought gifts, and I was shocked by the number of gifts that my dad brought and my mom. Majority was for Betty. So normally, so it kind of got a little awkward for a minute, at least from my point of view, I guess, where it's just like, okay, next gift, and it's like Betty opening a gift again because everybody else got like one gift, and we're like trying to get through Betty's like mound that she has, but she's the first granddaughter, so it's kind of to be expected, I guess. So, but she got a. You were at the Christmas party, so you saw how she reacted to. Maybe you saw how she reacted to Gary's hat that moved and sang. My mom got Betty this animatronic Santa that does the same thing. It kind of moves and sings, and she was just as terrified again. It was so, I don't even, it was just funny. So she was a little afraid of that. So we're going to put that away for a little while until she gets a little older, gets used to it. So did you guys have many gifts? Did you guys have any gifts under the tree?
Yeah, we had a decent number of gifts. As the kids get older, they want fewer things, but those fewer things usually have higher price tags. So there's that. But it was all good. It was all good. I got a few things that I hadn't expected. Just some basic things, like I wanted some, cool new style sweatpants that have pockets, and I can go out and get the mail, and people don't think I'm a slobber. I'm wearing my PJs. So I got some of those and a shirt to go with it, and my biggest Christmas present, though, was an FTM 500D, which I bought back in October. So I wasn't expecting much, and I put the word out, don't buy me anything.
I was going to ask if you got any new ham gear. Nice. That's awesome. You'll have to let me know how you like that 500. I know Mark's got one, too. Who else has one? I think Ben, K8BHQ, has one. I think he was showing me it in his truck at one of the club meetings. He was showing me how APRS was working, how he could send text messages back and forth from his phone to the radio. So that's pretty cool. Nice. That's awesome. Are you going to put that in the car?
K8VZA returning. Yeah, it's in the car now. It's the head's not mounted where I want it yet, but I've got an idea to get it up more at eye level, like I had my 6000 head unit. So it's a much bigger head unit, as you know. Just Nick has one also, and he and I have been talking a little bit about it. I've talked with Mark a little bit. But, yeah, I like it a lot. I actually got an APRS message earlier today when I was on my way over to my parents' house from Just Nick, wishing me Merry Christmas. And I don't know how to respond to APRS messages, to send a message back. And I was driving, so, it was like, a no-go zone for that. But I got to figure it out later so I could, quickly pull off somewhere and, bounce a message back maybe. We'll see how that goes.
W8HRF. Yeah. Oh man, I'm not exactly sure how Ben got to that screen he was showing me, but it seems to me it would be useful if it had like a little a stylus to be able to touch the characters, because the screen's just a little small. I think you can do it with your finger, but I think that screen's a little smaller than the 400. So, but it was cool when he was showing me. So hopefully you're able to figure it out. It seems like it'd be really cool. I was actually very surprised. My brother, we do Secret Santa, and we do with Lucy's siblings, and we do a small Secret Santa where it's like a $15 to $20 purchase. Draw names out of the hat. Whoever you get, you buy them something for $15, $20, and then we do a bigger one that's like $100. And we do that because her little brother and sister can get in on the smaller Secret Santa because they can afford it. But for my small Secret Santa, her oldest brother, actually got me a Comet GP15. And I was like, that is not a $20 purchase. So that was a very big surprise when he walked out of the one room holding this big giant container, this big giant bag with an antenna in it. So that was kind of cool. I'll be putting that up on the roof in a little while. Got to do antenna work in the middle of winter, right? KEAVZA, W8HRF.
Yeah, I know. I have all the stuff to build an off-center fed dipole, and I'm just waiting for the right conditions. I thought we had it a few days ago, but it warmed up. So, I'm with you there.
Nice. Is that going to be an 80 meter off-center fed, or is it going to be 80 meter?
I'd like to try to do an 80 meter. I think I've got enough space for it if I run it somewhat diagonally out there, or maybe over the house at one point on the short leg, perhaps. I'm still noodling with that. The GP15, I just looked it up. That's a tri-band antenna. That sounds pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, I haven't done a ton on 6, but when that Aurora, when I was able to make that Aurora bounce contact on 6 meters, it kind of piqued my interest. I thought it was kind of cool. And this antenna, I really have liked this tram, the 1481 I have, but I've just been noticing, like, the SWR is fluctuating, and I'm worried I'm getting water in it, so I want to take it down and see if that's the case. And so I was thinking about it anyways, and I just had to mention, because her brother and I work at the same company, so like on which I was mentioning this antenna I was looking at, and he must have just filed that information away in the back of his head for a later time, I guess. So it'll be, I was trying to decide, like, I was originally looking at, like, do I want, like, 220 as the third option, or do I want 6? And I kind of settled on 6, I guess. So, I don't know. We'll play around with it. It should be fun. So, we will see. And hopefully the 1481 doesn't have water coming in, but we'll see what happens. I'll pull it off the roof of the muck.
Yeah, I don't know. Six has always been a curiosity of mine, and I did check into that Sunday night net. I think it's Marty's repeater network that's all linked together on 6 meters, and there's a net, I think it's at 7 p.m., and I checked in once on that, and they heard me, so it was pretty cool. Let's see, what else? There's that blowtorch net that's kicked up on Monday nights. I think it's Monday nights at 8, and that's on 70 centimeters on the 444.050. But they are going to start up a 6-meter, kind of a round table, informal thing I heard them talking about on some 6-meter frequency, and they'll mention the details, I guess, during it might be on their website. I don't know. And then I heard there's some other group in Medina that does a Sunday morning. I don't know what kind of if it's a net or if it's a round table or rag chew or what, but there is some 6-meter activity around here.
Yeah, I knew about Marty's repeater, and I think I had heard that 6-meter net had. I don't remember. I don't remember when that 6-meter net is. Maybe that's Sunday as well. I don't remember. I didn't know about the Sunday morning net, though. I'll have to look around. But it does seem like there's a little 6-meter activity, and I have heard of 220 activity too. Actually, I think that there is a repeater. Somewhere close to Norton, I think, that I've heard some folks on here talk about. So that'd be an interesting one as well. I was going to ask you, or I was going to say, yeah, hopefully the 80-meter off-center fed, you will be able to kind of finagle it onto your, I don't know what kind of a lot you have, but, we were kind of lucky having the 2 trees that we do. I was able to finagle it onto our lot. Now that we're getting the 1 tree taken down, I have my antenna pulled down right now. I might try to do a big inverted V off of the big maple in the front yard, and then the legs would have to go over the house. Not sure. I have to think about that as well. But I wish you luck. If you need a cannon, an air cannon for launching it, let me know. I've got a tennis ball launcher. And you can borrow it at one of the club meetings, so feel free. So that'd be that, or maybe we could ask Mike N8XY to bring out one of his drones to help bring it up. That would be fun. So K8VZA, W8HRF.
W8HRF, KE8VZA. Yeah, that sounds cool. I really only have 2 trees on the property. Well, 2 trees I'm looking at anyway. I've got 4 other trees that are real close together that are not in a good spot. I'm still in the drawing board phase as far as where to put it. I have all the stuff for it. I might need to buy a little bit of coax, but still noodling. I might be able to get it in the tree pretty easily with some weight in a sweat sock or something in the 1 tree. Don't know about the other one, so I may take you up on that offer. But I don't know. What's the lowest temperature your air cannon's rated for anyway?
I don't know. I'll have to talk to the person who designed it. That's me. Have to write a manual for it. But it should be fine. It's made out of Schedule 40 pipe, and it's all glued together. So it fills up with basically a bicycle pump, little valve stem, or same as a car, I guess. You fill it up, and you get about 5 minutes. I didn't seal it's a little pop-in valve stem, and I didn't seal it with glue or anything like that, but it holds pressure for long enough for you to walk out and go fire it. I was thinking about adding a PSI gauge on the side as well, but for now I've just been using a tire pressure gauge and hitting the valve stem with that to see where I'm at, and I think I've gotten it. I think I got it up to 50 or 55 PSI. That makes it fly. It really goes. I also I added a little hand pump onto the side of it so that if you're at a spot without power, Like if you do parks on the air, you can pump it up by hand. But if you do that way, it takes like 100 pumps to get it up to 30 or 40 psi. But yeah, you're welcome to borrow it at some point. I will be at the January. If all goes well, I should be at the January meeting. I'll be home for my work trip by then.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, I don't know with what's going on here if I'll be actually at a point to use it at that point, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, it seems like I wanted to put this thing up in October, and it's end of December already. It's just been crazy, but I do appreciate the offer. I'll have to let you know, but anywho, yeah. I'm starting to stall here, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm going to probably head off. It's getting late, so I'm going to head off to bed. But anyways, yeah, it's not cold enough yet for you to put the antenna up. So anyways, Eric, thanks for giving me a call here. And sorry we missed you on the net, but we'll talk to you next time. So anyways, we'll say Merry Christmas. K8VZA, W8HRF.
All right, Josh. Merry Christmas to you and Lucy and Betty, and I hope you guys avoid/recuperate from the crud, whatever everybody's individual circumstances there. I know we're recovering from it here pretty well. So Merry Christmas. Thanks for running the net tonight. And this is KE8VZA clearing with W8HRF 73, Josh.
.73, Eric. W8HRF clear.
That's pretty good. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Cool. Well, it looks like you fixed
bugs have been finding.
Oh no, you telling him about them?
And I brought up the DTMF issues a couple of days ago. I brought up a big discussion, and then everybody started complaining how it wasn't working. I guess he fixed it. I haven't even had to deal with any of the internal settings. It's just default, and it's working right out the gate, which is promising. You're not connected to anybody, are you?
I don't know. I don't know. I had them drone talkers on here, and they just quit, I think.
Oops.
Yeah, I guess it's still connected to them. They just quit talking. I guess I'll disconnect from them.